Welcome everybody back to Nine's Corner. I hope everybody's feeling healthy and feeling in a positive mood because we're going to have a look at the stock market. Of course, you saw today that it kind of went little crash. We kind of saw that coming. So I thought, what better time than to look and see what's going to happen, what's the mood, the feeling that's going forth with the stock market. And of course, with my viewers in mind, this is being done for Starcy because she's after sending me some really great questions and suggestions, and I appreciate all the help, all the likes, subscribes, shares. So I appreciate it. I love having this time with you. So it just makes me feel like we're doing something productive because, we learn from each other and knowledge is power. And the more knowledge you have, the more you can make clear, better decisions going forward. And as a group, it just gives you that support that you need. I certainly know for me, it gives me support. So let's have a look at the stock market and see what's happening. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. We'll see which pile we're going to choose. Get this all together. So at the base, we have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is really looking forward to the world. This is, looking at the C19. It's spread across the world. It's affecting, Italy has millions of people shut down. It has no other choice but to affect everybody's economy, not just the U.S.'s economy. But this is going to really have a major effect on the stock market. Going across that, we have the Six of Pentacles. People are worried about their money. This is the time when people are going to start getting panicked. And when people are worried, they start, making decisions that aren't good, that will affect the stock market. We don't want that. There's a high chance that Trump and Trump's administration may be inflating the numbers to try to keep the stock market balanced in some fashion, or they probably have a plan to try to do something. But anything that they try to do at this point, it will fail. Underneath it all, we have the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups is, people just being confused. They don't know what's actually happening. You've got half of the population, not even certain if there is anything to be worried about, and they're not worried about it. Then you have the other half who are wearing masks and buying out toilet paper and, just everything. So this is the fear of the people. This is people not getting the right information, the fear of the Spanish flu coming, type of deal. And certainly there's a turning, there's a turning of your back on the way things used to be. So I think that this is bringing to the forefront for a lot of people, regardless if you're Republican, or Democratic. This is bringing to the forefront to people that maybe they need to look at their health care. I don't think anybody's against everybody having health care. They're just the concern is how they get there. But I think that needs to be looked at, and especially with the C19 hitting, who's being tested? Is it the rich ones or the poor ones? And there's just so much more to that. On top of it, we have the Chariot. The Chariot is loss and gains. This is going to be a bumpy ride. There's not going to be one crash. There's just going to be one crash, then 2 crashes, and then 3 crashes. And there's going to be this constant evaluation. There's going to be constant manipulation. And people are going to have to reevaluate and look at where their money's going. And possibly, if we're looking at a new way to do the hospitals and new way to do Medicare for all, then this may be looking at the banking system, because with all this cryptocurrency and all those things, this may be saying, hey, you know what, maybe some of the foundations that no longer work for us need to be changed. And this includes the banking. So buckle up. So we have the Page of Swords. This is very emotional. This is like the cutting of your finances. This is just, it's supporting the fact that there is going to be a downturn. There's going to be a couple of downturns. The rolling out of how Trump is doing on the C-19 has certainly put the fear into the stock market, and this is showing the emotions of people dealing with that loss and really dealing with the confusion of not understanding or how this is going to affect them. And this is sort of like a April-May card, so I'm thinking it's going to be like a shock in March, another shock in April, another shock in May. Hopefully not right into May. So we have the Four of Swords. This is Trump. This is Trump. He's retreated. Underneath it all, he's mentally incapable. He is in mental decline. And on top of him, the three swords that are hanging down over him, you have the stock market, you have the C-19, and you have the legal dealings with his taxes. Everything's coming out. This is Trump. He's going na 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 na. He's going goodbye. I'm telling you guys. He's going into retreat. One of these days, he's just gonna step up and give everybody the middle finger and say, see you later. On the bottom, it's the Ace of Wands. So those who are supporting Trump and that have been with Trump, they're going to continue to stay with him, and they're going to continue to push any narrative, any spark of fire to catch everything on fire, because they are incompetent and they don't know what they're doing. For the people, how people feel about it, this is the Wheel of Fortune. So the market, as we have said, is going to go up, down, up, down. There's probably going to be a couple of different times when you're going to see these big crashes. But it's going to kind of like go back up and keep going back down. But there's just such a world event happening right now. But luckily, China and them are the ones that originated. They're starting to show signs of things slowing down. So, I mean, we hopefully will be looking over the next few months that this is going to cycle out and maybe hopefully balance the stock market, or at least keep it from being a big kaboom. But with Trump, you know what? If Trump did decide to just say, you know what, I'm out of here, I think the stock market could recover. So we have the King of Cups. This is Donald Trump. He is emotional, and he's on the dark side of the energy of the King of Cups. He's cranky, he's crooked, and he's going to put forth all the BS that he has been since he took office. But this is also to deal with his health. He may need the assistance of a doctor. I'm not saying that he's getting the C-19, but I'm saying he is getting sick. It's not just his mental sickness. This is actually needing the advice of a doctor. Whether or not we'd actually hear about it, I don't know. But if we notice that Trump is all of a sudden sidelined for a couple of days, so the outcome is the Queen of Wands. So in order for people to make it through this stock market crashes, because it's not going to be one crash, it's going to take sacrifice. It's going to take asking for help. But this will turn around. Everything is secular. And if you look at the last time that the market kind of had a slowdown, that was during the time that you would have seen it's like in 10 years, and they always say every 10 years there's always an automatic balancing out. But since Trump's come in, that has not happened because, one, Obama was able to help the economy to get it back on a good course, and that takes years to build up. And Trump's inflating the numbers. There's nothing that that man touches that is not that does not have some shadow side to it. He just anything he touches spoils. It's just the way it is. So let's just have a quick little look and see, how are the Republican Party feeling? Like, are we going to start having some defectors? Because the reality is Trump's going down. He's a Ghana. And there's going to be a certain amount of Republicans that are diehards, and they will make their bed and they will lie in it and they will die on the sword, and they will think themselves these, people of courage, people of character, when they were the very making of Donald Trump. And the fact, anybody who supported Donald Trump, shame, shame, shame. And hopefully they will get their comeuppance. So let's see, how are the Republicans feeling? Let's just pick one card and we'll see. Nine of Swords. There is nobody in the Republican Party that's sleeping easy tonight. You're going to be looking at 9 significant people getting sick. And I would not be shocked if among them was Mike Pence, among them was Donald Trump, because he's definitely going to need to see a doctor. And the only way we would hear about that, because Donald Trump would just, he'd probably get people signing some kind of NDA to make sure that they don't take it, they don't give out that information. So this is only the beginning, but there's a in the mood of the cards, it seems like, yes, it's going to be a bumpy ride. It's going to be hard, and the market's going to go crash, crash, crash. But I do see that Trump and them have some kind of plan. It's not going to work, but there's hope. There's because I think where it's ill affecting the whole world, that there's going to be a community of hurt, which means there's going to be a community of compassion and understanding and having empathy, because everybody's sort of in the same boat, maybe at different levels. But, if you look over at Italy, like I said, and there's millions of people that are down on lockdown for almost a month, I think they said. So, how can you not look at that and feel compassion? And how can you not look at that and say, no, this is real? There has to be a change in the conversation. It's one thing to be, die hard red or die hard blue, but it's not okay to have false facts or alternative facts when it comes to health, because how you deal with your health, it directly affects each and every one of us. We are no longer bordered off communities. We are the World Wide Web, whether it's on the computers, whether it's our technology, a plane, train, car. We are so advanced. And just like when, the Industrial Revolution came and there had to be major adjustments to this, change, we are part of the, the technology evolution. And there's a certain section of people, like the current president and his colleagues, that are sort of like the dinosaurs that need to leave. And it's scary because you've got Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden, all in their late 70s, going around on these political, maybe one of them could say, you know what, we're not going to do this. We're going to televise what we'd like to share with you and maybe do some kind of conferencing, because it's offensive when Ben Carson said, oh no, go on out now and go to Trump's rallies and kiss his, Miss Millie neck. No, that's it. So, like with the C-19, take it easy, take a deep breath, relax. This is going to be a roller coaster. but we will ride it out. There's always hope. And, you know, in order for there to be change, whether that be your health care, your prescription drug costs, or, you know, our banking systems, because it wouldn't affect just the US, it's affecting everybody. With those changes, there has to come this bumpy time where we have to kind of wake up. And, you know, if we as our human mankind, if we don't start waking up a little bit, Mother Nature and the universe will drag our asses there anyway. So better to go with the flow than to go against it. So that's my reading on the stock market. I hope you enjoyed it, and I am wishing you light for your darkness. Enjoy your evening.